Alright guys, it's Santi here. I just watched Rick and Morty Season 4 Episode 1. Major spoilers ahead, but this is just time where we combine our minds with our heart, connect those two circles, let whatever out come out on out. As we see, it starts with them at the dinner table, and then Rick has to now start asking for permission for Morty to take him on these psychedelic DMT-like journeys. And the whole family's back together. Season 4 really had a lot of cool lessons intertwined, a lot of cool animation in it, especially at the end. Shout outs to the Akira. We'll get there. But we see they looking for these death crystals. That's what they call it in the show. And Morty they go through this reality trip thing where they can see the ways that they could die based off the decisions that they're making now. That's what you see in that kaleidoscope like vision. But they have to keep it on there. And Rick, he a badass. He use it so that he can like plot out which way not to move. But I like in this season how they play with reality, going in and out, and cloning and holograms. And it's going to be taking you through the story now, but a hologram pops up because we're going to see now what happens to Rick. Dang, that's what happened to Rick. So then this hologram pops up that's like a fail-safe system for if Rick dies, and he instructs Morty on how to reclone him and stuff like that. But Morty is like, I ain't cloning him. I'm going to go and I'm going to try to die with Jessica. This is the death that I want to live out. So hologram Rick come out, and this is cool because hologram Rick really feels real. He feels though his hologram world is an actuality. He has feelings and things, and it's told and came out by the way that he talks. He eats. We see that later in the show. He eats something, and Morty comes at him. He's like, well, it's still satisfying to me. It's like, stop coming at me. That's hollow racist or hollowist. Hollow dead, something he said. And this was an emergency safe Rick that was in the basement of another reality so that he can always have a fail safe. Like, Rick been everywhere. Imagine his mind. But he ends up at this fascist Morty and Rick. And he tries to trick the Morty and says, hey man, we gotta get this fascist out of here. He wants to give up all of our food or whatever to immigrants. But then Morty, like, I just want to go on adventures, but it gets wild. But you see, Morty's not making any decisions. He's trying to live in the future. He trying to let Morty in with the crystal, trying to live in the future. And then they go back to this fascist one. But the one that's trying to live in the future, he's not being able to stay in the present moment. He's missing what's going on. And we're going to see this later when he's asked out on an actual skinny dipping date. But as we see here, like, and this is Rick coming out in another reality because he died in that one. He's coming out as a shrimp. Look at them nipples. But these ones are all kind too. This shrimp. But then, as always, look at that little Morty. Look at that little Morty shrimp. Oh. But then they both turn on Morty as usual. But then when it come down to it, there was another fascist reality. I want to know why. Leave in the comments below if you have a theory as to why it keep on being fascist as the base reality. Why does that happen? Because that's what he screams as he is killed in the next picture. So going back to the Morty, Morty, man, he was like living, like, don't we get caught up in that? Y'all see the penis on the wall? It got the curve and it got the two things. Shouts to True Life saying, why they always drawing that Rick and Morty? And the MA equals TH. It's pretty simple Easter eggs. But yeah, his confidence is allowing his ego now to like be satisfied with what's going on, because he's like, y'all don't know what I'm doing. My ends justifies my means. Shout out to the old Slipknot song. My ends to justify my means. And that's how this bully is acting. And this almost tripped up Morty because all the realities now from him interacting with that bully was showing him being killed by that bully. So he's like, I gotta just move in a way. I gotta move in a way that doesn't help. And this is that scene I was talking about when Hollow Rick eats the chicken. It is satisfying to him. What's real, guys? What's real? It's all according to your senses and what you take in. Just tie. Just tie. If you don't, let me know in the comments. So now here go him getting the box. He was this one he was trying to transform everything into. Oh wait, Easter egg that looks like Teddy from. What is that? Ted, Family Guy, Seth guy. But he said, "Nah, I ain't staying in this reality. I'm just gonna kill myself." Bang. And then we go back to Rick and Morty. He got badass because I got to protect myself by any means necessary because I have to die with this girl. So he was able to level up. He's willing to kill. And like this was another badass scene. Another badass scene where Morty showcases his martial arts, or I don't know what this is. Some future. He just was flexing. He was flexing real hard on him. Look at it. He sucked his head in. Oh, it's all led by the crystal. The crystal was leading him. Like that was just like really a dark thing too. If you want to put some woo on it, like it's being overused. Like it's good sometimes to see what's going on, but just trying to live a certain life so that you die a certain way. Like, isn't that all what we trying to do right now in life? Like, we want to die a certain way. We want to have a pension. We want to make sure things is set up and that we accomplish certain things in our life so that when we die, we're satisfied with the plan that we have now. With the plan that we have now, we like, I have to stay on this thought. I have to live like this until I die. Because this the way I always am. This the way I always be. And this the way that I feel comfortable. I want that love. I want that attachment. And I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to face the army, kill millions of people, kill anybody, dislocate myself from friends and family in order to do what I got to do and have the life I want to live. Even if I got to go into y'all niggas' DNA like Morty did. But you miss out on a lot. I remember I was like that. I was real rational. And I was like, y'all don't understand anything that's going through my mind. And y'all going to mess it up if I interact with y'all too much. Y'all just like, y'all don't really know what's going on. Y'all just all willy-nilly. Y'all stupid, man. Y'all get the fuck out of here. And when you got tools like this, like Morty, you do what you do, but you gotta watch out. But here you see, he started really trying to just say the words, because it started jumping back and forth. He really wants to say the words that leads to him dying with Jessica. But it seems as though he's channeling to this judge, and that gets him out. What does that mean? What does that mean to y'all guys? Again, let me know in the comments below. And this is that lady Nancy on CNN. I only know her from memes. Then we got Morty coming out. And yo, Traver saves the universe. We got Fox, Nasta, some R sneakers like Nike, but it's R instead of N. Mash up Morty, they still got him because he got off of the court case, so everybody mad at him. And this the skinny dipping scene I was talking about. He's like, nah, I'd rather die with you, meet at you when I'm like 40 than to mess up things now. And this is Wasp Rick. Wasp Rick was actually one of the coolest ones. They help out towards the end of the story. Wasp Rick, because they so vicious, he was saying that they had to find some politeness because they like lay babies. Like wasps normally, they sting people in their eyes and, well, animals in their eyes and inject their larvae so that their babies can now feed on the carcass. As well as them eating off some of it too. And this tree, I was like, what WTH? They were just feasting on the black guy. But right side of the picture, this is how they eat. And this is how wasps eat. And they were just sitting at the dinner table, just grooving, just chilling. But they were so polite about it because they were so vicious. They were acting on their vicious principles so much instead of hiding them or try to sugarcoat them up, that they were now able to see themselves for who they were. And now they were able to work with themselves and actually be kind, balanced people. And this was a cool scene. Kirkland, shout outs to Costco's. This is like the store brand. And that's how most of the people in Costco's are. So that's their little Easter egg, their little diss And this is when they Morty, shout outs to Akia. Akia is an old anime where the person becomes fully obsessed with, we say on the Todd channel, his ego personality, where this thing now he becomes one with, and he takes it out on anybody that comes to try to attack him. Like he has to be self-sustained, like he's going to survive, he's going to live. And that's why this twisting around, this animation at this part was so awesome, because it's not traditional Rick and Morty like. Y'all can see how the shadows and everything, it's real like anime, more like anime. I love that. That was really tight. That was terrific. And you see, his only goal still is to die with this Jessica girl. Like he don't see nothing else. This is only thing in reality. Like we get so caught up. We get so caught up in so much shit, bro. And we think that how we grew up is how we always were supposed to be. Or even that our thoughts lead us to our future. And that we like, man, this is how I always think. But dealing with psychedelics, they really switch you up to seeing the multiple versions of yourself. And even just realizing, getting yourself out of the box and seeing the box for what it is. Now, this was a cool scene as well, where Rick was taken over by the substance that was taking over Morty, the hollow Rick. And then he becomes madder. He starts becoming more dense and things like that. And then he's like, I thought you was cool being a hologram. He's like, because I had to be cool. Now I'm immortal. So they got to take care of this problem. And it's ended with them laying the wasp inside of him and bang, explosions. And there's a lesson in there we're saying, but the recycling of life. Once you get to a certain point, you create new life, I suppose. Or it's balance. Just tie. And I put this scene in here again. It's the death and rebirth of life and the cosmic joke. That is just a joke. And then it goes back to this moment, all seen and wholesome. And like, yeah, I got the lemonade, Rick. I got the lemonade. Man, sorry that I didn't listen to you in the beginning. Like, yeah, whatever. But then he really tells them, though, that's how this whole thing comes together. Morty owns up to the fact that he wanted to make those choices in his life. And Morty also gives him the terrific paradox that you gotta think about the future as well as live in the moment. And mushrooms really helped me with that paradoxical feeling of living in the game, but knowing that it is just a game. And knowing that I want things in the future, but knowing that it's just all tangible, non-tangible nonsense. My minimal, my man. So just tie, guys. Just tie and live. Do what it is that comes to you in the moment. No matter how wild, crazy, silly it seems to you. If it's like, it's a lot of people out here that say, man, it's going to mess up my career. People going to look at me different. I can't tell my story because my family going to ostracize me, or my friends going to look at me different because I participate in these medicines, these plant medicines that really is helping my mind expand beyond anything that has ever helped me ever in my life, and connecting me with feelings that I always looked out in the world to get, and now I see it all in myself as well as still outside of myself at the same time. Start the tie-versation, guys. We all tie, but do we really tie? You never seen a Rick and Morty review like this. Season 4, episode 1. If y'all drop some likes, I see y'all in episode 2. Adios, tie always. Boom. Tainow store, come and explore at the Tainow store, come and explore, Tainow store, come and explore, Tainow store, come explore the Tainow store, come and explore. Made it this far, thank you, and congratulations. Check out some other videos that we got recommending, and I think I put one right here. Subscribe, hit that button right there so we can stay connected on this YouTube stuff. Always.